Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. My name is Chris, the High Guy Jacobs, and today we're going to continue our deep dive into each and every one of the armaments that are available in Doomsday Last Survivors. Today we're going to be taking a look at devices. Now, what are devices? Well, devices are part of the armaments that are able to be attached and equipped onto any player whatsoever that you may have in your group. Okay, this is going to include the nano purifier. This is going to include the plasma blade. Once you get into these are your two legendary or your two elites outside of the high performance motor. Then once you get into the legendaries, you have the IE augmenter fragments or the IE augmenter. And then in the base exploration, you'll find the rest over here. You've got the optic camo net, the war drone, and the EM turret. Now, we're going to go through these 5 devices. This will be a little bit of a shorter video for us, but not nearly, it's obviously still as important as the other ones, okay? Let's take a look quickly at the armaments that we have, that I have currently, the devices that we have, right? So first things first, you have the high performance motor. Now remember, these can be placed onto any hero. The natural boost of the high performance motor is gathering speed and bringing additional resources back. So obviously you're going to be using this on your gatherers. Can you use this on others as well? Absolutely, 100% you can. Some attributes are better than no attributes, right? So if you're struggling for additional attributes and stats, putting these on your players is totally fine. Just remember, you're missing out on the main attribute that you want from it. Which is why I've got 4, and which is why I have 1 on each of my the leaders of my gathering marches. Now, the opportunity, what you have to think about is how you want to level them up, right? Because it takes stars makes them more potent. And since I'm using them for the gathering, I want to be able to take advantage of them as much as I can. So it's more beneficial if you're using multiples like this, to level them up star-wise 1 at a time. Right, so they're all level 1 star. Next, I'm going to put them level 2 star. Then I'll go level 3 star. When I went with my nano purifier, I leveled 1 up all the way, and now I'm working on my second one all the way. Why? Because I'm working on 1 line at a time. Remember, this is hyper focusing. For fighting, we're working on 1 line at a time. So that 1 line is going to be rocking the full nano purifier, as well as the best secondary one I have, which is the IE augmenter. Okay. My secondary line is going to be running a nano purifier as well as the plasma blade. And I'll be working on those 1 at a time because those are good for those individual lines. Could I do more by having a couple and having them on different lines? Absolutely. And there's still some merit to that. Like I said, there is merit to having multiples, like I have here with the high performance motor. But it's all dependent, pardon me, on how you plan on using those armaments. If you need them, get them, use them. If you don't need them, if they're just sitting in your inventory, then don't. Just like I did, work on 1 getting all the way up, then get your next one all the way up and go from there. Okay? So, the high performance motor provides gathering speed and then additional gathering resources when you're done. Okay? So that's why I always use it on my gatherers. The nano purifier provides squad attack and increases basic attack damage. Once it's fully leveled, you're talking at 4.1% and 7.5% to your basic attack damage. You can hone attributes onto these ones, and truth be told, these ones also have 2 specific hones that are device exclusive. That's the squad damage and the squad damage reduction. When you are looking at what hones to put on your devices, these ones were going to have your biggest impact because these calculations are done at the absolute very end. Squad damage, right? This is this calculation is done after you've factored in attack, after you factor in everything else, then you get the calculation for squad damage. So increasing squad damage or squad damage reduction, these ones are the 2 pinnacle ones that you want to put on your devices. At least that's in my opinion. Okay? Don't get it twisted. This is all my opinion. I would put the squad damage and squad damage reduction for you. And the motor. Reduces counter damage taken. So if you'll notice, the Nano Purifier is your attack and offensive item, and then your Plasma Blade is your defensive item. Okay? Now you've got the IE Augmenter. It's going to provide skill damage, overall skill damage dealt, and squad attack, as well as this effect. Nearby allies by 4% after using a skill. So this is going to augment, effectively, other allies, like other players as well, and increase their attack as well, okay? Which is a nice little bonus. Once you get that 5-star, it's a nice little, I believe it's like 25% or something like that. I don't remember exactly. Don't quote me on that part. And then obviously honing in what you want. See what I did here? Squad damage reduction. Those are what you're looking for, okay? They're not legendary yet, but at least we know what we're looking for. Squad damage reduction. All right? Now, when I'm looking at the other devices, we're going to have to look at them in base exploration because this is a great way for you to get them. However, base exploration as an event itself is fairly expensive. You do get 10 hammers every single event, and you can save those up. So if you save them up 4, 5, 6 events, then you can use them all together and hopefully manage to get one of those, you know, start to earn them up that way. But you do have to save them unless you're going to spend, okay? I'll give you an example. I used all of mine. I had saved 30. I used all of mine, and I only got through 1 floor. So sometimes you'll have a lot of luck, and sometimes you'll have absolutely none at all. Okay, so the more that hammers that you save up here, the better. All right? So, again, whoops, not there, whoops, not there. Let's go back to where we're looking at base exploration. Let's look at these other devices. So we've gone through the Nano Purifier. We've gone through the Plasma Blade. Next, we're going to take a look. Oh, we've gone through the IE Augmenter. Next, let's take a look at the Optic Camo Net. Okay? So the Optic Camo Net has this, provides skill damage taken by the troop reduction at 1.2%, and then squad HP. So this is your defensive item. It also is going to add a skill effect, adding every 10 seconds, deals additional damage to the current target for a damage factor of 407. 470, pardon me, and then heals own lightly squad. Can we just, like, do I need to, I don't know, do I need, just give me a second, let me take a sip. I guess I've got the pasties. So, the skill effect, every 10 seconds, deals additional damage to the current target for 470, and heals own lightly wounded squads for 200. So, it's a nice little bonus effect that happens every 10 seconds, right? Adding it to be a little bit more tanky, adding a little bit more thorn and a heal effect is nice. Once you get this leveled up, it does a little bit, it pokes a little bit more. Remember, you get 2 honed abilities whenever you star up the first star on a legendary. And then that 5th star has that rank for the possibility for honing in that special attribute that we saw in the last one. Okay? So this is your defensive one, Optic Camo Net. Then you got your War Drone, which is going to provide basic attack damage and squad defense. This is, again, another tanky item. So if you'll notice, this one is going to be anti-skill damage and providing more HP. So, in my opinion, you would put this more on, like, your ranged leaders. The ones that are out there dealing squad damage, or dealing skill damage, pardon me, and needing that extra HP. That's where I would put this one. This one, adding basic attack damage and squad defense. I'd put this on your infantry. It also reduces the current target's defense by 8% for 3 seconds after using a skill. So that's a nice little debuff. And then obviously with the 2 different changes to their honed attribute effects. And then lastly, the EM turret, you're looking at squad attack and squad basic attack damage. I'd put this probably on your riders. Basic attacks grant 3 additional rage. So, truth be told, you start to level this up. You have this on your, I mean, you could even put this on your rider, or on your ranged leaders, pardon me, for that additional rage. This is a nice little offensive item. So you've got a defensive HP item, you've got a tanky defensive item with a nice debuff, and then you've got an offensive item with additional rage generation. Okay? Again, these ones are quite hard to get by unless you're paying. You do have to save a lot in order to have a chance at them. But of course you can grind for them for free. The packs aren't too bad. You do have a couple of cheaper options here for a couple of pulls, but you have to either get really lucky or spend a decent amount or save up a decent amount, okay? So just keep that in mind. But truth be told, guys, that's really it for the devices. My best advice that I can give you, I just did that twice. My best advice that I can give you for your armaments when you're looking at your devices is to ask yourself what you're going to use them for, and then justify from there how many copies you want to be able to work at the same time. Like I said, for the high performance motor, I've made the decision that I will use them exclusively for farming, right? Because farming is such an important part of this game. So I'm going to go ahead and take those, and I'm going to level them up one at a time, and then spend a little bit to hone to get some of these oil, you know, some of these other benefit ones, right? Steel gathering speed on my steel gatherer. I've got squad load additional there. Oil gathering speed on my oil gatherer. So we want to make sure that we're still honing these out a little bit. Don't spend too much on them. Let them get there over time, and then obviously do them last if you can. Okay? But that's it, guys. That's it for devices. That's going to give us a total of 4 of the 7 parts down. Now, the last ones that we have to deal with, the backpack, the pants, and the shoes, are going to wrap up our 7-part series and give you, everybody who's watched them, an entire understanding of all the armaments that are available. Don't get it twisted though, folks. There's always new mechanics that are appearing, always new ways that they interact. But the secret is to understand them yourself. Once you understand the mechanics, you can start to see how they intertwine, see how they interact, and see how you can use them to your benefit on your account. Okay? But that's it. Thank you so much for following. Thank you so much for subscribing. If you haven't yet, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, share with your friends. Comment down below what you think, what your favorite device is, and or let me know what you think about the game in general. I mean, half the reason why we do this is to learn about it, so let me know what you like and what you dislike about it. But that's it for me, folks. Love, peace, chicken grease, and for everybody else, stay lifted.